a common, healthy vegetable that could be damaging your brain. As a brain health specialist, I've seen many things over the years, but this one truly shocked me. There's a vegetable that most people believe is incredibly healthy, even recommended in many diets, that may actually increase your risk of stroke overnight. And the worst part, it's likely sitting in your refrigerator right now. For adults over 50, your brain and blood vessels become more sensitive to what you eat. While most vegetables are essential to long life and clear thinking, a specific compound in this common veggie could silently be raising your blood pressure, interfering with medications, or even triggering dangerous blood clots. In this video, I'll reveal the one vegetable that could be raising your stroke risk, especially if you're over 60, and what safer alternatives you can eat instead to protect your brain, your memory, and your life. Let's dive in. As we grow older, the risk of stroke increases dramatically, and it's not just because of age. After 50, our blood vessels become less flexible, our circulation slows, and many of us unknowingly develop high blood pressure, all of which can quietly set the stage for a future stroke. The danger here is that strokes don't always announce themselves with big, dramatic symptoms. Some are silent strokes, meaning they occur without you even knowing, yet they can chip away at memory, thinking, and mobility over time. So, what exactly causes these strokes? A stroke happens when blood flow to part of the brain is suddenly cut off. This can occur in two main ways: either a blood clot blocks a vessel, called an ischemic stroke, the most common type, or a vessel bursts, a hemorrhagic stroke. In both cases, brain cells begin to die within minutes. The consequences can be life-altering, from paralysis and speech loss to permanent memory damage. After age 50, the brain becomes especially vulnerable because the protective lining of your arteries begins to thin, and small deposits of plaque can build up more easily. Combine that with poor circulation, dehydration, or inflammation, and you're looking at a perfect storm. Even more concerning is that many older adults take medications for high blood pressure, cholesterol, or atrial fibrillation. These medications can interact with certain foods, including the healthy vegetable we'll talk about shortly, and increase your risk of clotting or bleeding. Unfortunately, most people don't know they're at risk until it's too late. That's why understanding the connection between your brain health, blood vessels, and diet is crucial. But here's the empowering news: stroke is not inevitable. In fact, up to 80% of strokes are preventable by managing lifestyle factors like diet, physical activity, stress, and medication awareness. And when it comes to prevention, what you eat matters more than most people think, especially when it comes to certain vegetables that affect blood pressure, clotting, and inflammation. In the next chapter, I'll reveal the specific vegetable, one many seniors eat every week, that can quietly increase stroke risk overnight in certain individuals, especially those on medications or with underlying conditions. At first glance, this vegetable seems like the poster child for healthy eating. You've seen it on your plate in salads, smoothies, and side dishes, a leafy green often promoted for its vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. But new research and clinical observations suggest that in certain circumstances, its consumption could inadvertently raise your risk of stroke, sometimes even within a single day. The vegetable I'm referring to is spinach. Spinach is celebrated for its high content of vitamins A, C, and K, as well as folate and iron. However, for individuals over 50, and especially for those on certain medications or with specific medical conditions, there's a hidden danger. Spinach is extraordinarily high in vitamin K, a nutrient essential for blood clotting. In the right amount, it helps maintain healthy coagulation, but in excess, or when taken without proper balance, it can interfere with the delicate equilibrium of blood clotting processes. For patients taking anticoagulants such as warfarin, even slight fluctuations in vitamin K intake can have dramatic consequences. Warfarin works by inhibiting vitamin K-dependent clotting factors. When you consume too much vitamin K, it can counteract the drug's intended effects, leading to unstable clotting profiles. Paradoxically, this might increase the risk of clot formation in some cases, a condition that can lead to a stroke when a clot suddenly forms or breaks off, blocking blood flow to part of the brain. But that's not the only concern. Spinach also contains high levels of naturally occurring nitrates. Under normal circumstances, these nitrates help dilate blood vessels, improving circulation. However, when consumed in very large quantities, especially in individuals with compromised kidney function or who are taking medications that also affect blood pressure, an overload of nitrates can sometimes lead to unexpected blood pressure swings. These fluctuations can stress fragile blood vessels in the brain, further contributing to stroke risk. It is crucial to emphasize that spinach in moderation remains a highly nutritious food for most people. The risk arises particularly when consumption is excessive or when the individual's overall health context, including medications, existing vascular issues, or dietary imbalances, isn't taken into account. As a brain doctor, I've seen cases where overlooked dietary details have led to serious complications. In the following chapters, we will explore how to safely include brain-friendly vegetables and discuss practical strategies for balancing your diet to reduce stroke risk, while still enjoying the many health benefits that vegetables have to offer. It's easy to assume that if a food is labeled healthy, it must be safe for everyone. But as we've seen with spinach and other high vitamin K, high nitrate vegetables, context matters, especially after age 50. So how do you know if this leafy green may be doing you more harm than good? First, let's talk about who is most at risk. If you're taking blood thinners like warfarin, Coumadin, or even newer anticoagulants, spinach can interfere with the medication's ability to regulate clotting. Consistent vitamin K intake is essential for patients on warfarin, but sudden increases, like a big spinach salad or a green smoothie, can throw off your INR levels, making your blood too thick or too thin. If you have kidney disease or reduced kidney function, the oxalates in spinach can lead to kidney stones or worsen filtration. When kidneys can't efficiently remove excess minerals or nitrates, blood pressure and clotting regulation may be affected, increasing stroke risk. People with uncontrolled high blood pressure or fluctuating blood sugar levels may also be vulnerable. Spinach's nitrates can interact with certain blood pressure medications, sometimes causing sudden drops or spikes, dangerous territory for the aging brain. Now let's look at some warning signs that may suggest this vegetable is causing problems in your system. You've recently experienced dizzy spells, especially when standing up quickly. You're noticing increased fatigue or brain fog, possibly linked to poor circulation. You've had unusual headaches, blurred vision, or numbness tingling in your limbs. You've had blood tests showing unstable INR levels or electrolyte imbalances. You've developed kidney stones or been told your kidney function has declined. Your doctor has advised you to limit high oxalate foods, but you haven't adjusted your diet. If any of these apply to you, especially in combination, it's time to take a closer look at your vegetable intake. This doesn't mean cutting out spinach entirely for everyone, but rather being mindful of frequency, portion size, and your personal medical profile. If you're unsure, speak with your doctor or a dietitian. They may recommend blood tests to assess your INR levels, kidney function, or nitric oxide balance, all of which can help you determine whether certain vegetables, even so-called superfoods, are helping or harming your brain. In the next chapter, we'll go beyond the risk and focus on vegetables that actually protect the brain and reduce stroke risk, so you can eat smart, not scared. Now that we've uncovered the hidden dangers some vegetables may pose for older adults, especially those with certain medical conditions, let's shift the focus to the powerful, protective vegetables you should be eating instead. These options aren't just safe, they actively support brain function, reduce inflammation, and lower your risk of stroke. First up, broccoli. This humble green veggie is loaded with sulforaphane, a compound that helps reduce oxidative stress in the brain. It's also rich in vitamin C, potassium, and fiber, all of which help regulate blood pressure and support vascular health. Unlike spinach, broccoli contains far less vitamin K and oxalates, making it a safer alternative for those on blood thinners or with kidney concerns. Next is the brightly colored red bell pepper. Not only is it packed with antioxidants like beta-carotene and lutein, great for brain and eye health, but it also offers potassium and flavonoids, which help relax blood vessels and reduce the risk of clot formation. Even better, red peppers are low in calories and easy to include in everything from stir-fries to raw veggie platters. Another excellent option is sweet potatoes. Rich in complex carbohydrates, fiber, and anti-inflammatory compounds, sweet potatoes are a smart carb choice that helps regulate blood sugar and improve overall circulation. They're also a great source of magnesium, which supports relaxed blood vessels and stable brain activity. Cauliflower deserves a mention too. This versatile veggie supports detoxification and contains compounds that boost glutathione, the brain's master antioxidant. Plus, it's low in vitamin K and oxalates, making it an excellent substitute for people who need to limit spinach or kale. One lesser-known brain-boosting green is bok choy. This mild, crunchy cruciferous vegetable offers many of the same benefits as spinach, including vitamins A and C, without the high oxalate content or blood-thinning effects. It's gentle on the kidneys and perfect for soups or stir-fries. When adding these vegetables to your diet, remember that variety is key. Don't rely on one veggie to save your brain. Instead, build a colorful plate filled with different types of produce to ensure a wide range of nutrients. Finally, how you prepare your vegetables matters. Steaming or lightly sautéing helps preserve brain-protective nutrients, while deep frying or overboiling can destroy them. Add a drizzle of olive oil for healthy fat absorption and even better brain support. In the next chapter, we'll explore what doctors recommend when balancing vegetable intake, medications, and stroke prevention, so you can stay sharp, safe, and thriving well beyond 60. As a brain health expert, I can tell you this: no vegetable is universally bad, but context is everything, especially after the age of 60. The goal isn't to scare you away from eating greens. Instead, it's to help you eat smarter, taking into account your body's current state, medications, and long-term brain health. Let's start with the most important principle: balance over extremes. Vegetables like spinach or kale are not inherently dangerous. They become problematic only when consumed in excess, especially if you're on medications like warfarin or have kidney issues. If that's you, the first step is to keep your vitamin K intake consistent. This doesn't mean eliminating greens, it means not drastically changing how much you eat from day to day. Talk to your doctor about the right balance based on your prescription and lab values. Next, make friends with variety. Instead of eating the same vegetable every day, rotate between brain-safe options: broccoli, bell peppers, zucchini, cauliflower, cabbage, carrots, and bok choy. Each brings a different nutrient profile and reduces the risk of nutrient overload or imbalance. A diverse diet supports gut health, which directly impacts brain function through the gut-brain axis. Another key is proper preparation. Lightly steaming or sautéing vegetables can reduce their oxalate and nitrate content without sacrificing nutrients. Avoid raw spinach or green smoothies in large quantities if you're at risk, especially when taking anticoagulants. Now let's talk about hydration and sodium. Many seniors don't drink enough water, which can concentrate oxalates or elevate blood pressure, both risk factors for stroke. At the same time, processed or canned vegetables often contain added salt. When choosing convenience foods, always look for low sodium labels and rinse canned veggies before use. Doctors also recommend monitoring warning signs like dizziness, headaches, unexplained fatigue, or changes in blood pressure, especially after dietary shifts. If you're noticing new symptoms, don't ignore them. A simple blood test or medication review could reveal interactions between food and prescriptions that you never considered. Finally, consider working with a registered dietitian or nutritionist who understands senior health. They can help tailor your meals based on lab results, medications, and your specific risk factors, ensuring you're supporting your brain without unintended consequences. In the final chapter, we'll bring everything together and give you a simple action plan to protect your brain, reduce your stroke risk, and enjoy a vibrant, energized life well into your golden years. So now you know, even a vegetable considered a superfood, like spinach, can pose hidden risks when not eaten with awareness. Especially after 60, your brain, heart, and blood vessels become more sensitive to what's on your plate. This doesn't mean you need to fear food, it means you need to understand it. The key to reducing stroke risk and preserving your memory and mobility is balance, variety, and informed choices. Rotate your veggies, be mindful of how they interact with medications, and always listen to your body's signals. When in doubt, consult your doctor or a qualified nutritionist. Remember, the foods you eat either feed your brain or burden it. Small, smart changes today can mean years of sharper thinking, better energy, and a more independent life tomorrow. Backhand index pointing right, what surprised you most in this video? Speech balloon, tell us in the comments. Thumbs up, like this video if you learned something new. Bell subscribe for more brain and senior health tips every week. And please share this video with someone over 50 who needs to see it.